Question. Okay, hold on. First off, because I'm recording, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Today we have everyone here. We're going to be talking. We're going to be doing a theology study. First. I have a question for everybody here. What is the word? Also, Snowy. Don't search anything up. What is the word theology? The word theology. What is that? Nobody knows. Okay. So the word theology means the study of God, the study of Christianity, the study of Christ. Pretty much the study of God. So if you're a Muslim and you study God, you're studying theology, you're a theologian. Christian, atheist, all these people studying God is studying theology. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna screen record on my phone and I'm gonna break things down. Hold on. So let's talk about one of the most basic and common things of Christianity and its doctrines. The Trinity. The Trinitarian doctrine, which is very simple. One God, but I can't write well with my finger, but there's three persons. Now, what does this mean? What does it mean to be one God, but be three persons? Well, that's what we're going to discuss. So, first, let's discuss who are the three in the Trinity. Who are the three? Well, the first we have at the head, Father. The Father. Or I'm going to put F, just F here for short. Father. And here we have the Son. And here we have the Holy Spirit. Like this. It's not necessarily a triangle, but yes. Now, the Father is not the Son. The Son is not the Father. The Holy Spirit is not the Father or the Son. None of these people are identical, but they are all God. Let me make that a little bit better. They're all God. Everyone here get it? It making sense? Snowy, is it making sense for you? Okay. So, they're all God, but they're not separate gods. They're not one person in themselves with one essence with each other. They all share one essence. They are not all differently essenced. Now, let us go to some biblical verses. Exit, pull up Bible Gateway for me. Thank you. And I would like you to go to, hold on. I want you to go to Matthew 28, verse 19. Matthew 28, verse 19. Just to first prove that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit exist. And this is not something that's just brought up later through later biblical doctrine and interpretation. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are confirmed inside the Bible by the words of Jesus, not just the apostles. So now let's go to a verse where Jesus, I'm gonna write this down in my notes for recording, where Jesus says he is equal to the Father in essence. Where does he say this? Go to John chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one. Here, you can look back at my screen. So, I and the Father are one. What does that mean? Snowy. Snowy, there? I have a question for you. What does he mean by he and the Father are one?
Together?
Together, but what does it mean to be together?
Have a bond?
Have a bond? Kind of. Okay. So, as okay, here, Snowy again. What is the Trinity? Snowy. Okay. Snowy, are you paying attention, bro? Snowy. Yeah. So look, pay attention. So again, this is what the Trinity is. It is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father is not the Son. The Father is not the Holy Spirit. They are not each other. None of these guys are the same. But what they all share is that they are all God. Remember that. They are all God. Who joined us? Welcome, Spammer. We're learning about the Trinity. They're all God. And the verses we brought up to first prove that they all exist and that they are all said word for word by Jesus. Matthew 28:19. Now, again, whenever we read John chapter 10, verse 30, he said the Father and I are one. So, Snowy, what does he mean by the Father and him are one? Snowy. Okay, Snowy don't. Okay, so what it means is that the Father and the Son are equal in essence. They're equal in essence. What type of essence, you might ask? Divine essence. They're equal in divine essence. Now, what is this divine essence? The divine essence is what makes God God, and it's what makes Jesus God. That divine essence that's been with them for eternity that makes them God is that essence that gives them the divinemanship, the sonmanship. And this shows that Jesus is God. Who else joined us? Welcome, Stephanie. We're learning about the Trinity. So, again, let's do this one more time. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Father and the Son, they're the Father is not the Son is not the Holy Spirit is not the Father. Same thing, just goes around. And again, they all share being God in essence, not personhood. They are distinct persons, as I keep showing. Now, what are some other biblical passages for the Trinity? Or at least, how about here? Let's take a step back. How do we know the Son was in the Old Testament? Does anyone know any Old Testament verses about the Son? Exit, do you know? What Old Testament verses are there about the Son or about Jesus? You're good. If you don't know, you don't know. It's fine. Pull up, go to Bible Gateway for me. Search up Proverbs chapter 30, verses 3 to 4. 30. 30. 3 to 4. Switch it to King James Version. I actually want to see if it gives me the right translation. Click on New International. Just click on New International. Next to Proverbs. It's next to Proverbs. Yeah, fine. We can do that one. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so the reason why I wanted a new translation because it says Holy One in the Hebrew, it's read Gadoshim, Gadoshim, which is plural for Kadosh, which would be I neither learn wisdom nor have knowledge of the holy ones. And whenever you read the whole thing, who has gathered, who has ascended into heaven or descended, who has gathered the wind in his fist, who has bound the waters in his garment, who has established all the ends of the earth. What is the name and what is the son's name, if you know? So clearly there is a son to God. Read the context. It's not talking about Solomon or any prophets, it's talking about the divine sonship of God. Now, you want another one? A very popular one. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Genesis 1:26. Now, I want to see, does anybody get where the Trinity is mentioned in this verse? Where is there a mention of plurality of persons in God? It's kind of right in front of your face. Snowy, do you know? Spammer amount, do you guys see it? No, you guys don't see it. Nobody. Nope, nobody at all. Okay, let's read the first two words after then God said. Hey, Exit, what is that second word? Let us make man in our image. Humans can't create humans like God can. People cannot create like God did. We cannot create fish. We cannot create birds or cattle or every creeping thing that creeps here. Angels can't do that. So, I'm gonna go back to my notes here. If it's not angels, and if it's not humans, not angels nor humans, then the question I have, who is why is there a plurality? Why is there a plurality of persons if there was no Trinity? Last thing, this should be pretty brief. I go to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. A very, very popular prophetic vision. And then we're going to go to John 14. Isaiah 9, 6. For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and it will be called Mighty or Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God. Mighty God. Now, this is a prophetic vision. Why would they call him Mighty God? Why would a prophet be Mighty God? It's not symbolic of him being high because a Prince of Peace and Mighty God. You don't call somebody God, or you don't call somebody Mighty God as a prophet. And no prophet's ever accepted worship. So, okay, I'm gonna go back to my notes here. Mighty God. And what Isaiah is referencing here is a prophetic vision. It's a prophetic vision, or not a prophetic vision, just a prophecy about the next prophet that's going to come in line, or the next major prophet that's going to come in line. So, you don't have to show Bible Gateway. What's up? I know. I know. So, let's break it down one more time. One more time, and then I'm going to be right back. All right, thinking like 20 minutes, then I'll be back. So let's do this one more time. Let's break it down. So we have three verses that I've brought up. We have Isaiah 9, 6, Genesis 1, 26, and Proverbs 30, 3 to 4 that mention a plurality of persons, a Trinity. Let's break down the Trinity one more time. One God, three persons, but they share one essence. Excuse me if my handwriting is ass. So, one God that's three persons, and they all share one divine essence. And this one divine essence, and I want you guys to study this on your own time. Here is one verse that shows that there is, what's it called? They're distinct too, that they do not just share one. If I don't believe I'm right here. I'm forgetting the verse. John 17, verses 1 to 4. Study that on your own time. So, to end this off, study the three verses I gave you, which is Proverbs 30, 3 to 4. Then we have Isaiah 9, 6. And then for last, we have Genesis 1, 26. And to prove that there's a distinction, you go to John 17, 1 through 4. And also, I forgot to mention, we've shown John 10, 30. Thank you guys for it was a very brief, very quick thing. I will go more in depth into these things soon, but this was very simple, very quick. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna be back soon. Okay, I have to just go do something really quickly, but I'll be back soon, and hope you guys have a good day. Study these verses. Everyone study these verses.